So the festive period is well underway, and across Europe, you know what that means? It means winter break. But we're not there just yet. But what I thought I'd do as we edge closer to Christmas is take a little look at my early door predictions for the Bundesliga. See how close to the money we are getting, or see how far off the mark we are. We'll take a little look at how I got on with my early door predicts next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction/reaction video. And today we're going to take a look at the Bundesliga early door predictions and see how close to the money we are. But before that, if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Bundesliga related, Blackburn Rovers related, whoa, football related, all here under one roof. We got it all here under one roof. That's right here in Blackburn Rovers seas. Blooming hell, there's a lot of videos on this channel. Why don't you check it out and smash the old subscribe button? We've got it all here. We've got fantasy football, we've got FIFA, we've got FM. You know what? I'm a busy old boy banging these bad boys out. But all we're focused on today is this video right here, this little sucker right here, which I'd made back in, I believe, July. So we're going to take a look at my early door picks, who I thought would top the table, who would get relegated, and all that kind of good stuff, and see how we're looking. See if it's anything or got any resemblance to the current table at the moment. So what I like to do here is predict from the middle downwards, kind of drag the suspense out. So we're probably looking at 10th, and it's Werder Bremen. That's my early door pick for 10th spot back in the 26th of July. Werder Bremen actually find themselves in 15th at the moment in the real world. There are probably games going on today, so that might change by the time this video goes live. But you get my meaning. 10th spot for Werder Bremen, who are currently Union Berlin are actually 10th at the moment. And you know what? It may pan out this way. I think Werder Bremen are a decent side. I don't think they're the relegation fodder. I think there's much weaker sides in the Bundesliga than them. Wolfsburg are in 11th. They find themselves in 9th. That's not too shabby. 2 points off the pace. In the real world, it is Augsburg. So Augsburg, where did I put them in? I think I've got them struggling this time out. So Wolfsburg in 11th. That's not too shabby. Couple spots off the real spot at the moment. And again, it could pan out to be where they are in the table. So Köln in 12th. They currently find themselves in 17th spot. I may have shot myself in the foot with this one. Köln are a team I recall from the Bundesliga being in and amongst it in the top 10, top 8 back in the day. But they've been struggling out of recent years since Podolski left and all that kind of good stuff. They've not been the team that I think they are. So they are 12th in the real world. They are 17th. At the 13th spot we have Mainz. This is where I start to pick it up a little bit. In the real world, Mainz are currently 14th in the table. So not too shabby on that one. I'm happy days. Actually in 13th spot because we kind of glossed over it as Hertha Berlin. That is Klinsmann's Hertha Berlin these days. Obviously didn't start with Klinsmann's Hertha Berlin. I think I might have Hertha Berlin further up the table. We'll see. 14th spot, Dusseldorf. They currently find themselves 16th. That's not bad, boys. I'm starting to believe. I'm starting to believe in my table here. Obviously, the Köln one's a little bit wild, and I think that one's probably one of the exceptions to the rule. But the other one's not too shabby. Union Berlin, 15th. That means they will stay up. You know what? I'm going to stand by that one right there. They currently find themselves in 10th. In the real world, it is Werder Bremen, who we've already seen in 10th spot as well. So kind of flip-flop them sons of bitches around, and then we've got the table. 16th next. I'm hoping to see Fortuna Düsseldorf, but they're already there. We've got Paderborn, who couldn't find themselves in 18th spot. You know what? That ain't too bad, boys. That ain't too bad. Now, have a quick glance of this. I expect Freiburg to be in one of these bottom two spots now, and I also expect Augsburg to be also down there. So that's what my initial vibe is. I know Freiburg are absolutely ripping it up much higher. So Paderborn in 16th. There's Augsburg. There they are. They actually find themselves in 11th. So that's a bit of a shitty one. So my bottom two look shambolic right now. And I think Paderborn will go down as bottom, despite their recent good run, as of recording. One defeat out of the past 4. So Augsburg in 17th. In my eyes, it was, in the real world, it's Köln. And we've already seen them up to 12th. So I'm expecting this one to be Freiburg, which they've just ripped it up this season. There they are, 18th spot. Paderborn in the real world. Freiburg for me. I'm not saying I'm going to take a pause on this one. it's obviously nobody saw Freiburg. Nobody saw Freiburg's season so far, and they are 6 at the moment. However, just 1 win and 4 for them. 2 wins out of 6. They are on the slump, but I think they've accumulated enough points that they're going to survive this division. They're not going to finish bottom, so that one looks stupid right now. But nobody saw it. Nobody saw it. I think at the start of the season you would have went for this. I think I did some odds videos with relegations and all that kind of good stuff, and Freiburg were probably one of the favourites to go down. But yeah, they're going to probably end up finishing around 10th, I think. I'd say 10th, 12th. So, yeah, a little bit embarrassed about that one. But nobody, realistically, it's like predicting Barcelona get relegated. That's how bad a thing this was. You would expect Freiburg to go down, but they're doing absolutely tremendous. In 6th as of recording. So that's the bottom chunk. Ultimately, I don't think it's that bad. I think the Freiburg one obviously is hideous. And Köln is also hideous. So those two. Hertha Berlin in 9th. They currently find themselves in 13th. They could end up there. They could very well end up there. With new manager Klinsmann, he obviously is a German icon. Will get the fans behind them. Schalke in 8th. They're doing absolutely tremendous in 5th. I think that's going to be a bit wild off the mark. They're going to finish in the Europa League spots. I think Wagner's got them a well-oiled machine at the moment. So I'm happy for Schalke, for them. Currently find themselves 5th. 8th, they could end up there, but that'd be a bad run of form, and ultimately, I think they're going to finish much higher than that. They're going to be definitely 5th at worst, 6th at worst, I'd say. Hoffenheim in 7th, they currently find themselves in 8th. Not too shabby indeed. Bump, not too shabby. In the real world, I have Leverkusen, who I expect to be in the top 4. With my picks because they were in their last season. That's probably why I went 6th. Frankfurt, they currently find themselves in 12th. That one's a little, probably one of my worst. They could still end up there, but they've just had a really shit run of form. 4 games without win, 3 defeats in that cluster as well. 5th spot is Schalke in the real world. I'm expecting to see maybe Mönchengladbach probably be 5th in my eyes. We shall see when it pops up. If this guy hurries up, there they are. You know what? That's not out of the question yet. If Mönchengladbach finish in the Champions League spots, I'll be absolutely over the moon. But I expect them to finish 5th. I still stand by that because it's just, it's like I can't see Rovers dominating and winning it because shit never happens that way. Leverkusen currently find themselves in 7th. They are 4th in this one. So, you know what? It's still on the cards. I still think that has potential to end up that way. So the top 3 would be Leipzig, Dortmund, and Bayern München in that regard. Leipzig are in 3rd in this one. They're top dogs right now, 2 points clear of Mönchengladbach as of recording, but Mönchengladbach could go top with win today. And obviously this video will be a little bit out of date when it goes live, but just roll with me. You can get the gist. So is it Dortmund or is it Bayern? Obviously Bayern currently find themselves in 4th, Dortmund in 3rd, so they've got a better work to do if they're going to get top 2 spots. And it still may end up that way. But this is my end of season predictions, but we are recording this. And I've gone with Dortmund to finish tops and Bayern 2nd. I don't know if I'm committed to that right now. Obviously, Bayern without a manager, sacking the Kovic or whatever his name is. Dortmund with their dude. You know what? I think this season it's going to change. I think there could be a changing of the guard here. We could see Leipzig win it with consistency, sticking with their play. They've obviously. Bayern will, I don't know if they're going to make a manager or if they're going to stick with this assistant, but he's too wishy-washy. You know what? He's lost 2 out of the past 3 games in the Bundesliga. That's not good. That's not good pedigree if he's going to try and make this job his own. And the rumours I have it, Pochettino will take over. That's what I've heard in the summer. There's a bit of a sabbatical or whatever it is till then. And yeah, I think Pochettino will make a great Bayern manager, but I think in the interim, you know what? Yeah, Dortmund aren't strong enough. I don't think. I think they're very good and very young and hungry, and they might sign Haaland, but I don't think that's going to be enough to get them over the line. So Leipzig might do this, and we may see Mönchengladbach in the top 4. We may see Schalke also breaking up into the top 5 as well, breaking up the pack. So ultimately, my predictions. You know what? It's the big names are there. It's still got a lot to take shape. but I just don't see. I can't see Dortmund winning it. I know I made that call, and back then, if the managers had stayed the same, because I didn't believe in Kovacic anyway. I doubted him last year. I think he was in charge last year. I think he was last year. I doubted him last year. They won it, and I fancied Dortmund then. But this season, I fancied Dortmund to. They stuck with their manager. They seem to they've improved their squad as well, and I realistically believe Dortmund will have a better chance to win the Bundesliga than Bayern this season. So I'm going to I'll say it like that, but I think Leipzig could now come in there and be party poopers and win their first ever Bundesliga title. But anyway, that's a bold statement. What do you think about the Bundesliga at the moment? Who's your tips to go all the way? What do you think about my predictions? Are they a bit wide off the mark? Obviously, the table right now looks completely different to what I expected to look like in May. But we'll maybe revisit this in May and see how close to the money we actually get. But right now, I think I'm doing all right. I don't think it's that far off the mark. There's a couple of little wild ones in there, as there always are. But initial early door predictions, I think I'd give myself a pat on the back and think, you know what, we're not too far off the money. Anyway, folks, make sure you give this video some love and smash that thumbs up. And if you are new, smash subscribe. New videos every single day on the channel. And tomorrow we'll take a look at another division. Maybe somewhere in England, maybe somewhere elsewhere. I don't know. We'll take a little look. But until then, I'm out. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.